showing you and demonstrating a simulated lesson today on how an IEP should be adjusted in a mathematics classroom. As you can see, there are no students in the room. All there is myself and my camera room. The first thing I want to talk about is what should be up on the board for any classroom. We have the learning objective, we have the Common Core learning standards, and the essential question. The learning objective and the Common Core learning standards correlate to one another. I always like to explain exactly what the Common Core learning standards represent and what they mean to the students. 7 represents the grade level, it's 7th grade. NS means number, sense, and operations, and 1 is the strand. The learning objective and the essential question are in the lesson plan. However, if an administrator or a principal comes in, they want to see where you are and where you're headed. But most importantly, simply, it's for the students. Now, the lesson plan, as you can see here, has my learning objective, my Common Core learning standards, my problem of the day, my mini lesson, which is what I will be teaching, my differentiated group work, and my differentiated exit slips, as well as my share out. This is a template that I put together, and as you can see, we have low, mid, and high. The low level is generally the most commonly used practice for students with disabilities. In John's case, my student with a learning disability, in his IEP, it specifies that he is a level 1 in math. So I will be using low-level work to represent John and to provide John with low-level differentiated group work and low-level exit slips. The second part of the lesson plan that's important is how my students are grouped. If you notice over here, this would be my student John. Now the reason why I have John over here is, according to John's IEP, is that John has emotional disturbance as well. And he has a tendency to lose his temper and get upset. And we have an agreement that if he gets upset, he's allowed to get up and walk around at any time he'd like. So I have John closest to the door, so he's not to distract other students, or as he's leaving the classroom, to have other students laugh. If I put him on the other side of the room and he walks across and students laugh, that could be a major problem. It could get him even more upset. In addition, the special education teacher, the ICT teacher, would be sitting next to John so she can assist him best. In addition to, if you notice, there's 4 groups. So I would have John in a small group compared to maybe a group with 6. Now, the second thing that John has is John, in his IEP, it specifies that John has difficulty writing and he has difficulty staying on task. So what I do for John is, since I work with the interactive whiteboard, I work with a PowerPoint. I put up the PowerPoint and I have these down, and students copy, take notes, and they complete the problems. However, for John, what I would do is I would provide these handouts to John. So I would give this to John at the beginning of the lesson. Now John has an opportunity to take a look at the definitions without wasting time copying, and he could just go right to the examples. And it's a great way for John to get moving. It's a great way for students with disabilities and for any student that has trouble staying on task. The second thing is the portfolio assignment. I like to provide students with disabilities, and specifically someone like John, who is a low-level student, but he does very well explaining his words, and he really likes to participate, a portfolio assignment such as this. The portfolio assignment here, this is the computation, and this would be the conceptual understanding. John, according to his IEP, would be able to tell me that -10 plus 5 is -5. That's the computation. However, these lines, conceptually, he would have trouble explaining why this is the concept. Now, that's why I want to get to the most important part of this. Here, for John, I have devised an activity that allows John to get a deeper understanding of the concept. According to John's IEP, it says that he works well with manipulatives and concrete objectives. So what I would do with the IEP is I would come up with a plan. Okay, you can use manipulatives, you can use stickers, you can use whatever you would like. Each of these are different problems. Positive 2 plus positive 2 is positive 4. John has been doing this his whole life, and he could probably tell me that 2 plus 2 is 4, but he cannot tell me why. So what I would do for John in this lesson is I would ask John to use blue as positives, and he's going to use red as negatives. So I would ask John, how many positive ones are there in this example? I would cover this up, and John would tell me that there are 2 positive ones. So he would put 2 positive blues. Then I would cover up this, and I would ask him, how many positive ones are here? There are 2 positive ones. Once he has all the stickers on the page, I would ask him, how many stickers are all together? There are 4 positive ones. So the answer is positive 4. Then I would ask the special education teacher, I would walk away and I would ask the special education teacher to work with John on the next problem. I would come back, and if he had any problems, I would do that. The second part is the most difficult part. Students with disabilities have difficulty understanding. For instance, -1 minus 1. So I would ask John, how many negative ones are there? And he would hopefully tell me there are 1 negative ones. So I would ask John to put a red marker here. Then I would ask John, how many other negative ones are there? He would tell me there are another negative one. He would put the sticker there. And I would ask him, how many negative ones are on the page? There are 2 negative ones. The complete answer would be -2. What this activity would do for John and a student with disability and a student who has trouble understanding concepts is that instead of giving him a bunch of words, for instance, when the signs are the same, we keep the signs and add the numbers, which for many students could be difficult. I am giving John a concrete example of how to take concepts and how to use that in a way that is more concrete and a way that he can more relate to. That is the gist of my lesson. I hope this gave you an opportunity to see some strategies and ways that you can use IEPs and adjust that to a student with a learning disability. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.